Hello guys, welcome to Django Hub. If you are looking to learn Django and if you want to become as a programmer, yes, and I'm sure that this is the correct place. Let me introduce myself. I am in this programming for around 8+ years. I have done several projects in different technologies. And when it comes to Django, I am working from last 2 years. I have done a real-time projects, numerous web applications. So I want to share my experience with you. This is my first video. We will start from the basics and then moderate to advanced. And at the end, I will share some of the real-time projects. And of course, we all together can do those projects. So what is Django? I'm sure you already know about it. Django is a Python framework. It's one of the most famous programming languages in the world, and it's becoming very famous day to day. And I'm sure in coming days, Django will be the #1 choice. The reason, what I observed from a personal experience, we can build enterprise level applications in a short period. Alright, we should use Django in a web development because Django is made for rapid development. It is indeed one of the best features of Django that backs up by the power it provides to the developer without compromising on any functionality and security issues. All that in the simplest and one of the most powerful languages of the world, Python. Django framework is a framework of the future which provides integration with most of the current technologies. Also, the community is constantly developing new and interesting features and functionalities. That's great. So if you want to know Django official documentation, we can find it on the Google. Just search by Django keyword, djangoproject.com. You can find here the official documentation of Django. Alright. So, what we need to start working on Django? Alright. I'm using Windows 10 Mission, Windows 10, and I strongly recommend to use Windows 10 instead of Windows 7. And also, if you make all the required updates of Windows 10 is better. So that is the platform requirements. And then, as you know, Django is a Python framework, so we need Python to start working on. So just type Python in Google. You will find a python.org where you can download the Python. It is a mandate because we are going to install the IDE PyCharm. To run the PyCharm, the Python is mandate to compile and to execute the code, so we have to install it. So click on it, python.org. Alright, go to downloads. Yes, download Python 3.8.5. This is the latest version. I always suggest to go for the latest version. So let's download this. I already downloaded, so I'm going to run the setup. This one, Python 3.8.4. Before you begin installation, make sure you click this checkbox, add Python 3.8 to path. It's mandate, so make sure that you click this checkbox. So what it will do, as we all know, Windows has an environment variables. So when you click on this checkbox, it will add this path to Windows environment. So I'm clicking on add Python 3.8 to path and then click install now. Security exception, user control, click on S. It will take a couple of minutes. That's okay. Let's wait till it completes. Done. The setup was successful. That's great. Click on close. So now we are done with Python. Let's check the Python installation in Windows machine is succeeded or not. Click Python, open your command prompt, and then click Python. Have you seen? When you click on Python, it's showing Python 3.8.4 copyright blah blah blah. That's mean that the installation of Python was succeeded. We can click exit to come out from that command prompt, and then you can close this. Alright, now Python is installed successfully. So now we need an IDE. As we all know, IDE is an integrated development environment. It's a software application that provides comprehensive facilities to computer programmers for software development. It consists of source code editor, automation tools, and a debugger. So to start working on Python, we need an IDE. So we use PyCharm for that. So click PyCharm in a Google engine, and PyCharm is an IDE used especially for Python language. On the official website jetbrains.com, and then click on download. Here there are two editions, professional and community. Professional is a paid one. If you're okay with it, okay, we can click on professional, but in this session I'm going to use community edition. So just click on download. I already downloaded this, so I'm going to save the time of recording. I already downloaded, so I'm going to run the setup now. Yes, PyCharm community. Just run as administrator. Yes. Security warning. Click yes. This is the welcome screen. Click on next. And this is the destination folder where these software files are going to store. You can choose any path by clicking on the browse, but I recommend at the default path. So click next. Yes, here I strongly recommend to check all the checkboxes here. Create a desktop shortcut, 64-bit launcher, of course, because the Windows machine is 64. Update context menu. Click on add open folder as a project. Create associations .py, because all the files in this project or in this IDE there is extension with .py. If you find any file with .py, that is a Python extension. That means that is a Python file. And also path. For Windows machines, it's very important. To avoid the errors, I always recommend to check this box. It will add the path in Windows environment variables. And then click next. Keep as it is, don't change anything, and click install. can click on the show details to check what it is doing. So just wait, let it finish the installation process. Alright, it's better to reboot now, but choose the option I want to manually reboot later. Okay, so click finish. Done. The PyCharm installation is completed. So when you look at your desktop, you will find an icon PyCharm Community Edition and the version. So just double click on it to open this IDE. So it's the first time we are opening it, so it will take a few more seconds. Okay. Do not import settings. Click OK. Most probably if you are setting up this application at first time, you will not face this prompt. But in my case, I already set up this PyCharm earlier and I reset up with the latest version to make this video. That is the reason this prompt is appearing. But in your case, if you are setting in the first time, you will not face this. Okay, so click on OK. Okay, you can skip remaining or you can click on next to know what are the features, the new features in this IDE version. It goes on by slide. So just click start using PyCharm. Great. So it's ready. This is the screen which we see after we open the PyCharm, and so we are going to start the project. For every application, we will call it as a project. So click on new project. And this is a default directory path the PyCharm uses to store your project files. So I'm renaming that untitled to any of name as you wish. So I'm renaming to Django Hub. And the virtual environment, it's a very interesting concept, and for sure I will make one video on it. The virtual environment is required for each application or each project, where the Django will store all the dependencies or the libraries which are required for that application. So those all packages will store in this virtual environment. There is one more benefit by using virtual environment, because for example, if you have n number of projects and you want to run those projects in single machine, we can achieve that by using these virtual environments. So if you have 5 to 10 projects, the 10 projects we can deploy in single machine if you have a powerful machine with sufficient RAM and processor. So definitely I will make one video on virtual environment to explain how it's going to work and what is the benefits. This all will come under deployment session. In coming sessions definitely we will learn about this. So click create. So when you click create, it will create a directory for your project, that's Django Hub. It is in PyCharm projects at your user, on your Windows user. So click create, loading components, creating virtual environment. As I said, in this virtual environment Django will maintain all his packages, all the dependencies. So these are the tips. Initially it will show, you can click next to know the tips. If not, just you can click close, or if you want to avoid this prompt in next, whenever you open this IDE you can click don't show tips. So I'm closing now. It's creating virtual environment. That's good. You see the down, it is showing updating indices. So whenever it's creating virtual environment, the required packages it will download. So it's showing downloading setup tools, the wheel file. It will download all the required packages for this virtual environment. It will take few more seconds. Should not take this much time, perhaps due to internet. Okay, let me change to different internet. All right, yes, I'm sorry, that is an internet issue. If you face any issues like this, Windows Defender or your antivirus or firewall, click fix. If you face any such exceptions, the fix, when you click on fix, it will fix automatically. So click on fix, configure automatically. Security exception, click yes. Alright, so this is your project navigation in the left side, and there is a virtual environment under this, and external libraries, all the required libraries to run the project. And on the top you will find the toolbar with different options, but I don't want to waste the time on this. But for sure I will make another session on how to use this PyCharm IDE, the shortcut codes and those all things. So let's quickly go to terminal, what we are going to next. So all the interactivity with this project through commands are going to done through this terminal. It's already pointed to your virtual environment. You see venv, so the cursor, it's already in your virtual environment which is created for this Django Hub project. When you click on dir here, you will find venv, this is a virtual environment. So the first thing which we have to do is, though we are developing Django application, so we have to install Django. So for that we have to use pip. If you want to install any package or any library, we have to use pip install Django. Pip install Django. If you use Django, it will bring the latest version of Django. But if you want any specific version, then you can use equals, for example 2.0 or 2.1, whatever the specific version you needed, you can type here. but I want to use the latest version, so I'm not using anything, just I'm installing pip install Django. So it will download the latest version. It's downloading the wheel file. Django 3.1 is the latest. It is downloading all the dependencies and the required packages. These all will be stored in the virtual environment. I will show you that shortly. It's installing the collected packages. Alright, successfully installed the required packages, so the Django installation is succeeded. It's given a warning that you are using a pip version. It's an old version. It is telling us to update one. That we can achieve by simply copying this pip install upgrade pip. Just type here pip install upgrade pip. So we are upgrading the current pip. So it's removing the old version and installing the new one. Okay, this is a common error that many of the people they face. It is showing that there is a permission issue on this directory. So to overcome this, navigate to this directory, local temp, copy, paste. This is the directory, and click properties, security. Though it is test environment, I'm giving permissions for everyone. Select everyone and make full permissions allow. This one I don't recommend in production servers. So it is test environment, just I'm making everyone. Click OK. And then repeat the same thing, the previous command. Requirement already up to date. Okay, now it succeeded. So earlier I have said that we set up pip install Django. So if you want to see what packages it's installed, you can mention just pip and list. And if you click on pip list, it is going to display the packages which are included in this virtual environment for this project. You see the Django version is 3.1 and the pip version is 20.2.2, and the setup goals and the SQL parts and remaining packages. Alright. So if you want to know what is the Python version you have installed, you can know that by Python. So it gives is the version you have installed 3.8.4. So click on exit. Alright, so let's start creating a project. So to create a Django project, you have to use a command Django admin start project. You can mention tutorials. So the project name is Django. The project name is tutorials, and the command to start the project is Django admin, start project, tutorials. Click enter. Alright, so after this command is succeeded, just go back to your root, your left side, the tree panel. If you find here there is a project folder created called tutorials. This is your project folder. So the project was succeeded. Let's run, navigate to this project directory, which is before that, just make clear. Have you seen the tutorials is created? This is your project directory. So click navigate to this tutorials, and here you will find manage.py. Manage.py. This file is required to manage your project. For example, I want to run the server, the Enbold web server, to test the Django installation is succeeded or not. For that, just you can click Python, or as a shorthand you can use py. Py means Python, py manage.py, where you are inside the project directory, manage.py, run server, and click enter. Have you seen the project may not work properly? Apply the migrations for apps, admin, auth, content, because we haven't created any app inside this project. So just we created the project called tutorials and we installed the Django, and we want to make sure Django installation was succeeded or not. So click on this link. It is showing the Django version 3.1 using settings, tutorial.settings, starting development server, add this one. So you can click on it to check the Django installation was succeeded or not. Click here. Yes, done. See, the install worked successfully. Congratulations. You are seeing this page because debug is equal to true. This one we will learn about these things in our upcoming videos, because debug is equal to true will be there in only in development, dev environment. When it comes to production, we will use debug is equal to false, so that any exception errors we are not going to show the clients. So though it is a test environment, we are using debug is equal to true. I will explain this in our next upcoming videos. Alright. Have you seen here the port address is 8000. Is it still possible to use a different port, or we can make it as 80 default HTTP port? So how we can achieve that? So go back to your pie chart, and to come out of from this, just click Ctrl C. It's already mentioned here. Pick the server control break. So for that you can press Ctrl C. It's come out of from this, and it is still the cursor is in our tutorials project inside. So now I want to run the development server on port 80. That we can achieve on this same like previous command, py.manage.py, run server, same command, say that it's a local host, the machine is, and 80, the port you are assigning, and then click enter. Done. Let's see, starting development server at HTTP localhost 80. So click here. Yes, it succeeded. See, in earlier it is showing 8000, and now it's not showing anything. We run this on a default HTTP port 80. So we have successfully completed Django installation, Python and PyCharm IDE. So in our next sections, we will work on how to create an app, how to create a views, models, URLs. A lot more stuff are coming ahead. So please subscribe to the channel, and very soon we will connect in the next video. Thank you.